Hello everyone, my name is Shonda and welcome to my channel. So I am here with my week 4 weight loss results. So the first 2 weeks I was on oral Wegovy at 1.5 milligrams. After the first 2 weeks I switched to a compounded semaglutide from HERS, HERS. I had been taking the oral Wegovy, of course, was every day. But when I switched to the shot, the first week, I took my shot on Saturday because I began my oral Wegovy on a Saturday. And I just thought that would be easier to start on a Saturday. Last week, I realized that Saturdays might not be the best day for me. And I would prefer to take my shot on a Monday because I prefer to be home on the days when I can eat the most, right? So theoretically, Saturday and like the 2 days before your next shot are the days when you should be able to eat the most, theoretically. So I wanted to have those days when I was home and I had access to lots of food, lots of healthy food, or even if I was out and about where I just had greater access to food. Whereas when I'm at work, I only have access to the food I bring from home unless I want to start going to the cafeteria at work. And that's usually not something I want to enter into. Or if I want to leave work and go get some fast food somewhere, or even if I find healthy fast food like some Mediterranean spots near my job. But it's just, I figured it would be easier on the days when I have the most caloric restriction. When I have the most restriction, the least desire to eat, I'd rather those be work days. So I switched my shot day to Monday. So I took my shot on Monday. Today is Saturday. So I'm still continuing to weigh in on Saturday, but my shots are going to be on Monday. My weigh-in is not my shot day. That's just what's going to work for me for right now. Yeah, that's just what I'm doing. That's just what I'm doing. I struggled this week. I've struggled to eat. Even with everything, I just struggled to eat. And that is probably why I gained weight this week. And I'm not really concerned about this. This is what weight loss looks like for me. It's what weight loss has always look like for me, like this up and down. So for me, as long as the trend is going downward overall, that is all I care about. So I'm not shook by my weight being up. Is it a little disappointing? Of course. I mean, a little bit, yeah. But really, no. Especially when I know I didn't do everything I was supposed to do this week. I struggled to eat this week. I struggled to get my protein in this week. And for me, I tend to do better when I eat more. I tend to do better when I eat more. When I undereat, my body is like, I don't care how much fat you got. We holding on to every fucking calorie you eat. That's just, anyway. So scale was up, not worried about it. So my weight was 226.5, which is 2.2 pounds up. Also, I did not get my water in this week. I was not really diligent about my water. I got, 2-3 cups of water in a day, maybe. I struggled to get my protein in. I struggled to get my calories in. There were days when, I got like 500 calories in. I just couldn't eat. There were days when I got up to 1,200 calories in. And my body just doesn't like that. It does not like that. So I did get more sleep in. So I was prioritizing sleep. I got a lot more sleep this week. And I'm hoping to have a better week. I didn't even do any fasting last week. Maybe I would have been better off fasting instead of trying to eat and get calories in. But, that's neither here nor there. I can't redo last week. I did, since it's been 4 weeks, I did take measurements. The little app that I have, it measures so much stuff. And I don't think that I'm going to do all of these measurements every 4 weeks. I think I'm going to stick to the main ones, and some of the other measurements I'm going to do maybe at the 6-month mark, because I'm doing waist, hip, abdomen, chest, right thigh, left arm, right arm, neck, left calf, right calf, shoulder, and my bust. I don't think I need to do all of that every 4 weeks. Um, I'm going to continue to do waist, abdomen, and hip. Um, the hip measurement is really hard because I have to lift up all the fat to measure the hip. So I don't even know if my hip measurement is accurate, but we're looking at trends here. So I think I might continue to do the hip measurement, maybe. Um, I'll definitely continue to do the chest because that's an easy one to get. You just put a bra on and measure where your bra goes, and that's your chest measurement. And then you measure outside the bra for the bust measurement to get that. So I think I'll continue to do that. I don't think I'm gonna continue to do the neck, the thighs, and the calf every 4 weeks. I think I'm just gonna focus on, and then there's the shoulder measurement, and I don't know if I was doing that right. So I think I'm just gonna stick to the waist, the hip, the abs, the bust, and the chest. As far as doing every 4 weeks, and then the other body parts I'll do again at the 6 month mark. That's just what I'm gonna do. So for me, my waist measurement was down 1.14. My hip measurement was up 0.64, but I don't know necessarily that my hips increased, more so that it's a difficult area for me to measure because I have so much fat on my body. I could have did it wrong the first time, or I could have did it wrong this time. It's just a very difficult space to measure by yourself when you have an excess of body fat, because you've got rolls. Are you measuring on the outside of the roll or in the curve of the roll? Where are we measuring? So anyway, my abdominal area was down 1.58. My chest was down 0.73. My bust was down 0.07, which I was ecstatic about because I want my chest decreasing slower. I want my bust decreasing slower than my chest. I don't want a whole lot of boob loss. I just want, the other fat loss. I know, but it's coming. I'm going to lose the boobs. Every time I've lost weight, I've lost boobs. But I would love to lose, stomach and chest and abs and not lose a whole lot in the bust measurement. So I was actually ecstatic that I only lost 0.07 in the bust area. Ecstatic. I just have to remind myself to use the same bra every time. So I made note of what bra I'm wearing. I'm pretty sure this is the same bra I wore last time because I wanted to wear a bra that doesn't have any padding in it. And a lot of this has like a little thin layer, but it's mostly just to keep your nips from sticking out. But a lot of my bras have like, a thick layer of padding, and I didn't want to use one of those. So I'm pretty sure that and I don't have a whole lot of bras that don't have a lot of padding. So I probably use this same one, but I did mark it down. So now I know which bra to use when I'm taking measurements so that I have, I make sure that's consistent. But since I took all of those measurements the first time, I took all of those measurements this time as far as the calves and the shoulders and the thighs, the neck. I did everything, and since I did it the first time, I'm doing it at the 4 week mark, and total inch loss is 5.85 inches, which I guess is decent. Like I said, in the waist was 1.14, and then the abdominal area was 1.58. So I feel like that's pretty good. They say, I was reading something, or not reading something, but I was watching a video today about the, what do they call it? Did I write it down? It's basically the amount of waist reduction that you have per kilogram of weight loss, right? So you want to look at how much your waist is reducing versus how much weight you've lost. And they say that if you're losing The average, and this is for men, and I'm a woman, and I'm menopausal, so who knows? But they say that on men, it's point 1 centimeter for every zero point 0.7 kilograms is the average. And so if you're losing more than that, if you're losing more than point, more than a centimeter for every zero point 0.7 kilograms of weight loss, then you are probably losing lean body mass instead of fat. So I figured that out for myself. And for me, um, converting the inches to centimeters or whatever, it was like 3.5 centimeters or something like that. And looking at that with the pounds that I lost, I'm right in line. So if I've lost some lean body mass, it's not like a ton. It's not like I've lost like 4 inches in my waist, right? If I had lost like 3 or 4 inches in my waist, in that one measurement, then I probably would be losing lean body mass. But I'm probably not at this stage. But I still need to work on some stuff. As far as the medication itself and any side effects, no. When I took my shot on Monday, I am not having any side effects. The only side effect I'm having is not wanting to eat. Using the bathroom, I'm not my normal self. My normal self was every morning. So that's not where I'm at. So now but it's still, at least every other day, I believe. I have not taken any Miralax since week 2 of oral Wegovy. So I've not taken any Miralax in over 2 weeks. I have not needed to. I felt like I wasted my money. I could have just not purchased that because, maybe I'll need it, at some point later in the journey, and it's good for a couple years. So, I'm just going to charge that to the game. But no diarrhea per se, but I have had looser stools. It could be because I wasn't eating as much this week and I had trouble getting the protein in. But I will say that the shot definitely has a laxative effect in me, because on Monday morning, I had tried to use the bathroom to go number 2 and I was not able to. Things were not moving properly. But as soon as I took the shot, within a few hours, I went not once, but twice. So right now, at least the shot is having a laxative effect for me. I have not had any nausea. I had heartburn once or twice, but I don't know if it's because of the medication. I had some headaches once or twice, but I don't know if it's because of the medication. It could be just me and how I'm sleeping, because I do get headaches occasionally. Also, I had forgotten to take my blood pressure medicine one day. I didn't realize it until I counted the pills, and then I realized that I hadn't taken my medication. So it could have been that. Other than that, like I'm not really having any severe side effects. That massive feeling of fullness that I had on the oral Wegovy, I don't really have that right now. I don't feel full. I just don't want to eat. So I've decided to plan better how I'm going to get through this, and how to plan my meals better. I'm going to have to really plan my meals. It's almost like, it's not almost like, but I've been dieting my whole life, and then there were times when I thought I had to eat 1,200 calories a day, which I did not. And if you're only going to eat 1,200 calories a day, you really have to plan every morsel you put in your mouth so that you don't go over that. Because if you are not used to it, it is very difficult to eat 1,200 calories a day. It adds up. It adds up very quickly. So, because you're talking about 300 calorie meals and 2 150 calorie snacks. I mean, at that rate, the wrong size apple could put you over. You know, if you have a large apple instead of a small apple, you're already over. So, it's crazy. But with this, I'm having to do the same thing. I realize that I'm going to have to plan my meals. And back in the day when I lost weight by severe caloric restriction, that's what I used to do. I used to plan my meals ahead of time. I had certain planned out things that I would eat, and I knew they would give me a certain amount of calories. And so now I feel like I'm going to have to do that, but for eating more food. So one of the things that I've been eating, this is my breakfast here. I have not eaten. It is 12:24. It is Saturday. I get my shot on Monday and I still don't want to eat this damn food. But I'm going to choke it down. But I have here some avocado. I have two scrambled eggs with cottage cheese, two slices of bacon, and some avocado. I think I said that. And I have one of these low carb wraps from Aldi. I won't be eating the wraps all the time. It was just something I happened to purchase because it had 14 grams of fiber in it and 70 calories. So, and I fried it in some butter to add some calories. The eggs are scrambled with butter and some cottage cheese. So I found that making more than 3 servings of anything is a bit too much for me. But I found one of the things that I like to do that works is if I take 6 eggs and a serving and a half of cottage cheese, scramble that with some butter, and then portion that into 3 portions with 2 slices of bacon per portion. I think I'm going to increase the bacon because you can always eat bacon, right? Like, no matter how not hungry you are, you can generally eat some damn bacon. So I think I'm going to up my bacon to 4 slices of bacon. And then what I did was I put that in 3 containers. And then when I eat it, I just eat it with some avocado. And that gives me a nice amount of calories and healthy fats. So let's go to my Lose It app here. Heavens to Betsy. So right now, this breakfast as it is would be 530 calories and 33 grams of protein. Now, after I eat that, I'm not going to want it. It's gonna be a struggle to choke it down, but I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna choke it down. And then my lunch is gonna be this protein shake. And that's going to give me 441 calories and 44 grams of protein because I added some half and half. I'm still mad about getting half and half instead of full fat heavy cream. So I did purchase some heavy cream. I'm just trying to get through the half and half. So once I can put heavy cream in there, that's going to be a lot more calories in my lunch. So yeah, I've got, I think I said 44 grams of protein, 11 carbs, 1 gram of fiber, 23 grams of fat. And then I'll sip on this. And then that'll probably take me till like 8 o'clock. I'm going to try to get it done faster than that. I'm going to do the best I can. And then dinner is probably going to be a burger. I made some burger patties, and basically that is 1 pound of ground beef. And I'll add an egg. I'll take 1 pound of ground beef, add an egg for just some extra protein, and I'll split that into 3 portions. Instead of 4 ounce portions, I'll put that into 3 portions. And then that plus the egg, so that'll give me about 400 calories and 28 grams of protein approximately for dinner. And that'll bring me up to 378 calories and 105 grams of protein. And then for a snack, if I have, a ratio yogurt, and some almonds. That'll get me to 1,700 calories and 136 grams of protein. So I'm trying to create meals that are high in fat. So the scrambled eggs is one of those meals. The scrambled eggs with, I'm going to up that to 4 slices of bacon, scrambled in butter with cottage cheese to get some extra protein. Um, I think I'm going to start throwing in a tablespoon of half and half for every 2 eggs. So I'm probably going to start throwing in 3 tablespoons of half and half into that cottage cheese egg mixture. The tortilla is just a short-term thing, so that's going to be temporary, but I should be able to get it with the eggs, the 4 slices of bacon, the cottage cheese in there, the heavy cream in there, served with some avocado and maybe a couple of berries so I don't die um, from all that heaviness. I'm trying to build meals. So I'm just going to have to work at it. So that's what I plan to do this weekend. Not just this weekend, but really today is to plan some more meals. The ground beef is just super easy. So that's definitely going to be part of it. I'm definitely going to do some more beef patties. I ordered some more ground beef. I'll probably do 2 packs of ground beef. Yeah, I'll do 2 packs of ground beef so I can get 6 burgers out of that, and I'll be able to freeze them, right? Or I might do more than that. I might do more than that and just kind of have them in bulk. That way I don't have to always cook. So I might do more than that. I might do 3 or 4 pounds of meat and have 9 to 12 burgers, and then keep 3 of them out and put um, 4 of them, put the rest of them in the freezer. Just freeze them individually so that when I don't feel like cooking, it'll be super easy if it's a work day to just grab a burger out the freezer, let it defrost in my lunchbox until it's time to eat it. Or even dinner. It could even be a good breakfast if I don't feel like eggs, or it's something I can grab. So I'm definitely gonna do some burgers. I'm also gonna do. Got my brain already. Oh, I bought some safe catch tuna. I bought some safe catch tuna because if you eat the whole can, that's 40 grams. I'm just going to bring a bunch of those to work, right? So no matter what, I've got, I've already got tuna at work, but I want to have some of those for home and some of those for work because that's just a real easy thing to eat. A single can of tuna, even when you don't feel like eating and you have to force it down, it's not a lot of volume, but I need the calories too. So at least on the days when I can't get the calories, at least if I can get the protein. But what I've been doing is taking the safe catch tuna. I'll just go ahead and drink the the liquid instead of mixing it in, and then I'll add like some smashed avocado to the tuna, some smashed boiled egg to the tuna, or these are ideas. So if I take that tuna and I smash it with, you know, some Greek yogurt instead of mayonnaise, add a little plain Greek yogurt, and then smash a little avocado and smash a hard boiled egg. I'm up to like 50 grams of protein. And then if I put a tablespoon or two of olive oil on there, so I'm just going to have to plot everything out and then kind of taste it as I go. But I just kind of want to build a core set of meals that I know are going to be high fat, high calorie, high protein, but high healthy fat. So I just want to build those meals. And I feel like burgers, because I can take that burger, add a little avocado, add a little side of guacamole or add a little side of Greek yogurt. I'm liking my ground beef with Greek yogurt these days. So that's something that I can do. So I just want to take some time, use my calorie tracker, my macronutrient tracker, and build 5 core meals that I can go to that are going to give me a minimum of 500 calories and 50 grams of protein. That's what I want. That's my goal for this week. And then I want to meal prep those for the week. Ideally, I think I'm going to try to fast Monday and Tuesday. So I might not meal prep it this weekend, or I might do the freezing. I might just do the ground beef that I was talking about and freeze that. And I might do some hard-boiled eggs in the egg cooker and just pop those in the fridge, something like that. Because those will be good in there for a while. So those are my goals for this week. Also, I want to get the water back up. I felt really good when I was drinking a lot of water. I think it was just like a moral thing because I've always been a non-water drinker. And so, like, you couldn't tell me shit when I was drinking, 8 to 12 glasses of water. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. I thought I was the shiznit when I was drinking all that water. So, I want to get back to that. But also, when I'm drinking this massive protein shake, it's kind of difficult, right? Because this is in place of my coffee. So this is basically my coffee. So I've been just using my coffee pods to brew my coffee and then putting it in the fridge because I feel like that's still cheaper than buying cold brewed coffee. I just got some cheap Folgers pods and I brew them on strong at 4 ounces or 6 ounces. I'll kind of alternate. I'll do one pod 4 ounces strong, the next pod 6 ounces strong, until I have a mason jar full of coffee, pop it in the fridge, and then it'll get me like 3 days worth of coffee. So that's what I've been doing. But I've been alternating between using the Premier protein shakes that are ready to drink. I did buy the cafe lattes, so I've been mixing those with coffee. But today what I did was I had some coconut milk in the fridge. That's going to give me 50 calories, right? And I used 12 ounces. So that got me like 75 calories from the coconut milk. So I used the coconut milk and mixed my powdered protein and then put my coffee in with that. One of the reasons I was using the ready to drink was because if I'm doing hot coffee, that protein powder doesn't heat very well, but the Premier protein heats up a little better. So it worked better for that purpose. But now that summer's coming, I think I want to start doing iced coffee, not every day, but some days. So I've been doing cold coffee for the past few days now. So with 12 ounces of the coconut milk, 12 ounces of coffee, plus the ice, I'm going to have to give myself a little grace and call some of this water. Because this is a 32 ounce cup and it was full. So I think I'm going to start calling this 16 ounces of water. That's what I'm going to start doing. So anyway, that's it for me. I don't think there's anything else to discuss. I think I've covered everything else. I'm still happy with my results. This is something I'm giving 6 months. So I have 6 months worth of medication that I've already prepaid for. So this is a 6 months journey no matter what. I will be taking these shots every week, no matter what. And I will be watching what I eat. And compliance right now is really important because things get loosey-goosey in the summer. But after Memorial Day, there's a lot of barbecues. There's a lot of sitting outside. There's beer drinking, wine drinking, cocktails, meeting friends for cocktails. It's like, things get busy. So I want to be kind of super compliant right now and get my metabolism back in order and hopefully have a little bit more flexibility when we get to the summer. Maybe I'll have that flexibility. Maybe I won't. I feel like one thing that might help is that normally once summer comes, I go to water aerobic workouts. And so the workouts that I'm not doing right now, which I'm still not doing, I'll just do like random walking in place sometimes, random squats sometimes, but I still have not gotten my shit together to just take even just 5 minutes a fucking day and do something. I need to get off my ass. And I just haven't. I feel like I need a buddy. I need somebody that's gonna, be like, text me and be like, hey, did you get off your ass today? Did you? Because I haven't. But it is now 12:39 and I am looking forward to sewing with friends today. And I need to earn that sew time. So I am going to spend that sew time starts at 4:30. So I'm going to spend from now until 4:30 doing chores around my house while shoving this food down my throat. And hopefully I will get some movement and some steps in um, to make up for the fact that I'm going to sit for 3 or 4 hours and sew with my friends. So that is it for me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.